And we're back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing you our fifth and final segment for today. Just going to be talking about some news stories around the league, some stuff that I thought was significant that I want to talk about, but not significant enough to really talk about in a full 12-minute segment. So I did kind of bunch a lot of things together, like I do a little bit. So we're getting into that, but before that, I'd like to ask you one final time to please like and follow the show. We do get a number of questions from viewers, so ensure that your question does get read in the air. Please use the link gsmcpodcast.net. It really does help the show, and it really does mean a lot. So thank you so much for that. And let's get back into the show for today. All right, so fifth segment here, going over some news around the league again. Some significant stories and significant stuff I want to talk about, but not big enough to be able to talk about fully for a 12-minute segment. So let's get into it. So starting off here, we have the Marlins claiming JioSaavn Curry off waivers from the Cleveland Guardians. JioSaavn Curry was obviously a former, not significant prospect, but I'd say, prospect in the Guardians organization. They had a lot of pitchers on this team, so he didn't really get a chance. And when he did get a chance, he didn't do that great. I think it's time to move on for both Curry and the Guardians, and going to the Marlins is a really good spot. Marlins, of course, do have some pitching depth, but a lot of those people are injured, and Marlins right now are in a space where they can give players who are kind of, thrown to the side by other teams chances to be able to give them a real chance to compete, give them an extended amount of time on the major league level and try to be good players. So I think that's what they're doing here with Curry. Still a young player, still has a lot of good pitches, a lot of good stuff in his arm, and I think he can end up being a quality player for this Marlins team, and maybe not a long-term piece because they do have so much pitching depth, but if he does break out, maybe a good trade piece down the road. We'll have to see about that, but I like the move here. I think Curry has a lot of good stuff, and I think that overall he still is a good, solid player. Next, we have another piece of Guardians pitching news. We have them placing Carlos Carrasco on the IL. I don't think the injury should be significant news, and even if it was, I don't think it's big. Carrasco really has not been that great for the Guardians this year. I know the homecoming tour, coming back to Cleveland, of course, where he is so beloved, is really nice, but he's just not an impact starting pitcher at this point in his career anymore. I think that, again, he's an pitcher. Just letting him pitch this entire season really with the Guardians is bad, and I think kind of shows the lack of pitching depth and good pitchers they do have on this Guardians team. I think that the Guardians really, they don't have good starting pitching, and that's the only reason why Carlos Carrasco has stayed on this team. They need to call somebody up, do something to get some better pitchers now, especially because when your depth guy, who is consistently held around a 5 ERA the entire year, gets hurt, you're really in some trouble. So if I'm a Guardians fan or a player on this team, I'm getting some pitching help, and yeah, that's it. We have another piece of AL Central news here. The Twins reliever Brock Stewart is undergoing surgery and is going to be out for a significant amount of time. If he is out for the playoffs, which I believe he will be, that is a really significant blow. That is something that obviously is very unfortunate for this Twins team. Stewart has been one of the better bullpen arms in this Twins bullpen for the entire year and for a little while as well. Has played in the playoffs as well, so obviously he has success there. So losing him as a part of your pitching staff would really suck, and I think would really be something that you would not look forward to if you're a Twins fan, of course. You've had bullpen injuries on an awful year, and losing one of your most consistent, healthy guys in Brock Stewart would really be pretty unfortunate, and obviously you're hoping that does not happen here. Stewart's a really good player, and I think that he really means a lot to this Twins team and this Twins bullpen more specifically. The Dodgers have released Cavan Biggio after a little month-long stint with the team. Of course, Biggio was relieved from the Blue Jays after being a main fixture of their team the past few years. Really did not ever live up to expectations, and maybe going to the Dodgers, they thought that he would be a nice bench player, maybe would break out in that Dodgers great organization. But with the way Kike Hernandez has been playing the last few weeks, he has really solidified himself as their top super utility guy off the bench. Adding Ahmed Rosario as well at the deadline kind of showed the end for Cavan Biggio's time here as a Dodger. I think Biggio's time as a consistent Major League player is kind of over. He just has not shown anything in the multiple amount of opportunities you've given him. Yes, he's the son of a Hall of Fame baseball player. Yes, he was a former top prospect, showed a little bit at the start of his career, but I think it's time for him to kind of move on and go to maybe some different leagues, try out there, and maybe come back to America when he's ready. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be a Major League player for this season or next season or a little while longer after that, but maybe someone gives him a chance, and we'll have to see what happens there. Rich Hill is, of course, just held his tryout for a number of teams looking to sign the free agent starting pitcher. I reported a little while ago that reports have come out that the Twins are showing interest in bringing Rich Hill back to Minnesota. I think it will make some sense again with the Joe Ryan injury. You're lacking a little bit of veteran pitching depth. You do have some good pitchers, but none of them really are veterans. So I think bringing in Rich Hill to kind of just eat some innings for you guys would be a really good fit. And again, not really a huge difference maker when it comes to playoff-wise, but regular season, he just gets you through some tough times and gets you as a good player. So I think that would make some sense. He's, of course, been connected to two of his other old teams in the Yankees and the Dodgers. I think he'll make some sense there as well. But if I really want Rich Hill to go to a team he hasn't gone to before, because I want to see him just get that team total up as high as he can. I believe it's at 14 right now, and going to the Twins, Yankees, or Dodgers wouldn't add to that, of course, as he has played there before. So kind of hope he goes to a team again he has never played for. I think that would be really cool, and I think that would be really fun as well. So that's really what I want, but that's kind of just selfishly for me. So yeah, that's it, and we'll be seeing. It'll be interesting to see what team Rich Hill does sign with towards the end of this year. Finally, we have Anthony Santander and the Orioles. Apparently, there has been no talks about a contract extension, which I think is a little ridiculous. Santander has been a premier power hitter for this Orioles team for the last 2 to 3 years now. Is also provides them as a switch hitter, which is something they really don't have. Have kind of lacks right-handed power bats, and Santander, of course, bats right-handed 50% of the time, has the ability to. So Santander is a big-time middle-of-the-order bat, and I just don't think it makes a lot of sense to be able to let him go. I think he's one of the premier DHs in this league, and would be a fantastic add to any team. Orioles need to start spending money. I hope they spend it with Corbin Burnes this offseason, re-signing him, but if not, I think Santander could be another one as well. But try to re-sign your own guys, reward them for how well they're playing, and I think that's what they need to do here with Anthony Santander. He's a fantastic player, and I'd like to see him on the Orioles long term. So that is it for my fifth and final segment here today, guys. That is it for my show. And with that, I would like to announce that this will indeed be my last show with the GSMC, with hosting the GSMC Baseball Podcast. I've had a great time working here. I've had a great time streaming every day, talking to you guys about baseball and sports. It's been a lot of fun, and I wish the network all the best going forward. They're doing a lot of special things, and stay tuned with them because there's a lot of special people who work here, and it's just a really, really good place to look for. It's a really nice place to look forward to as the future of sports media. I think they're doing a lot of good things here. I'm very happy with what they're doing. Had a lot of fun working here. Again, talking sports with you guys, talking baseball with you guys, and thank you for anyone who's ever liked, commented, subscribed, done anything to interact with the show. I really do appreciate it. These 6 months have been really fun, really enjoyable, and again, I want to thank all you guys for watching and being a fan. So thank you so much, guys. And my name is Sam Menzie. If you ever see me on anything future, just for that. So I'll see you guys around, and thank you so much for watching, and always be fans of baseball. It's the best game in the world, and I love talking about it. So thank you guys, and bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to